Imagine the entire history of the universe, squeezed into a single year. On this cosmic calendar, humans are very new. We appear only in the last few seconds of December 31st. Our recorded history is even shorter, a fleeting moment in cosmic time, yet what a moment it has been. So much change in so little time. This essay is about that brief, bright flash, our journey from scattered tribes to a global species. We will explore this amazing story. This journey is a story of innovation. It's a story of big ideas. Humans learned to shape their world, from simple tools to complex societies. We looked up at the stars above us. We wondered about our place beneath them. This deep curiosity drove us forward. It pushed us to explore our surroundings. It led us to understand the laws of nature, and then to use that precious knowledge. We are a species defined by questions. We will travel through millennia in these pages. We will see how farming changed everything for humanity, how great cities rose from the dust of the earth. We will explore mighty empires of the past, their remarkable triumphs, and their inevitable falls. We will witness the undeniable power of ideas, ideas that reshaped how we see reality itself, how we govern ourselves as societies, how we connect with each other across distances. Our story as a species is still being written. Every single day, we add a new sentence. Sometimes we manage to write a new chapter. We face truly enormous challenges today, but we also possess incredible, almost limitless potential. Understanding our past is absolutely key to our survival. It helps us navigate the complexities of the present. It guides us toward building a better future. So, let's begin this amazing voyage together. A voyage through human civilization, from the Stone Age to our current space age. For most of human history, we were wanderers. We were hunter-gatherers, moving with the seasons. We followed the herds of animals for food. We searched for edible plants to sustain us. Life was a constant, challenging search for sustenance. Then something truly remarkable happened. This change occurred about 10,000 years ago. It began in a place we call the Fertile Crescent. Humans there began to plant seeds deliberately. They started to cultivate crops with care. This was not just a new skill, it was a revolution. Why did this profound shift happen? Perhaps the climate changed, becoming more favorable. Perhaps local populations grew too large for hunting. Whatever the exact reason or reasons, the shift was profound. People started to settle down in one place. They began to build permanent homes for their families. Small villages started to appear on the landscape. No longer did everyone have to hunt or gather food. Some people could specialize in other tasks. They could become potters, weavers, or builders. Society started to become more complex. This was the Neolithic Revolution. Farming wasn't easy for those early pioneers. Early farmers faced terrible droughts and destructive floods. They battled countless pests and plant diseases, but the rewards for their hard work were immense. Agriculture provided a more reliable food source. It allowed for the storage of surplus food. This surplus could support more people in one area. Populations grew steadily. Villages slowly turned into larger towns. The very fabric of human life was rewoven. This agricultural revolution didn't happen everywhere at once. It sprang up independently in different parts of our world. In China, early farmers grew rice in watery paddies. In the Americas, they cultivated corn and potatoes. Each region adapted to its own unique environment, but the ultimate outcome was remarkably similar everywhere. A significant move towards a settled way of life, a solid foundation for larger, more complex societies. The first seeds of civilization were sown, literally, in the earth. With agriculture came the concept of surplus. Surplus food meant that not everyone had to farm. This crucial development allowed for new roles in society. Artisans, priests, soldiers, and leaders emerged from the population. Small farming villages grew much larger over time. They became towns, then sprawling, bustling cities. These cities were vibrant hubs of human activity. They were centers of population, extensive trade, and growing power. Humanity was building something entirely new on Earth. The first civilizations were taking shape. This often happened around great rivers. Rivers provided essential water and fertile soil. In Mesopotamia, nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, Sumer arose. The Sumerians invented one of the first forms of writing. They used cuneiform script on soft clay tablets. They built massive temple structures called ziggurats. They also developed early systems of laws and mathematics. Nearby, along the life-giving Nile River, ancient Egypt flourished. Pharaohs ruled as gods on earth, commanding immense resources. They built colossal pyramids, magnificent tombs designed for eternity. Egyptians mastered hieroglyphs and impressive engineering feats. Their civilization lasted for many millennia. Farther east, another great civilization emerged from the land. In the Indus Valley, cities like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa thrived. They had surprisingly sophisticated urban planning for their time. They featured well-organized streets and advanced drainage systems. They even had public baths for their citizens. Their unique script remains undeciphered to this day. It is a tantalizing mystery for us to solve. In China, civilization steadily grew along the Yellow River. The Shang and Zhou dynasties laid strong foundations. They developed intricate bronze casting and a unique writing system. These early civilizations were diverse and fascinating. These ancient societies were humanity's first large-scale experiments. They were experiments in living together in large groups. They developed early forms of governments and social structures. They created breathtaking art, complex religions, and foundational science. They faced many challenges too, of course. War, famine, and disease were common threats. But they laid the crucial groundwork for what came next, the foundations upon which all later civilizations would build. Their many achievements echo through the ages. They showed what humans could do when they worked together. As some of the earliest civilizations faded into history, new powers rose. They built upon the older, established foundations. They reached new and inspiring heights of thought and organization. In ancient Greece, various city-states like Athens buzzed with new ideas. This region was the birthplace of democracy as a concept. Philosophers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle questioned everything. They explored ethics, politics, and the very nature of reality. Their powerful ideas still shape our thinking today. They gave us the invaluable tools of logic and reason. The Greeks had a deep love for science and mathematics. Think of Pythagoras and his famous theorem about triangles, or Archimedes and his legendary Eureka moment in the bath. They studied the stars and the night sky and the human body. Their curiosity about the world was seemingly boundless. Greek culture spread far and wide across the known world. This was especially true with Alexander the Great. His vast empire stretched all the way from Greece to India. This Hellenistic culture blended Greek and Eastern traditions. It was a vibrant and influential mix. Meanwhile, the city of Rome grew from a small city-state. It eventually became a vast and powerful empire. It dominated the entire Mediterranean world for centuries. The Romans were master engineers and brilliant administrators. They built extensive networks of roads, impressive aqueducts, and grand public buildings. Their legal system was a true marvel of organization. Concepts like innocent until proven guilty come directly from Rome. Roman law significantly influenced legal systems for many centuries. Latin, their language, became the root of many modern European languages. Their disciplined legions were formidable in battle. In ancient India, profound philosophies and influential religions emerged. Hinduism and Buddhism offered diverse paths to understanding life. Great epic poems like the Mahabharata and Ramayana were composed. These stories explored deep human themes. Indian mathematicians made truly significant breakthroughs. They developed the revolutionary concept of zero. They also created the decimal system we use every single day. These achievements in Greece, Rome, and India were monumental. They provided essential intellectual tools for humanity, tools that humanity would use for many generations to come. Their legacy is truly immense. Section 5: The Middle Ages, a world of kingdoms and beliefs. After the eventual fall of the Western Roman Empire, Europe entered a new phase. We now call this long period the Middle Ages. This historical period lasted roughly from the 5th to the 15th century. It was a time of great and constant change. New kingdoms rose to power and then fell. Feudalism became the dominant social system throughout the continent. Lords owned vast tracts of land. Knights in their armor protected this land. Peasants worked the land, tied to it. Society was highly structured and hierarchical. Loyalty and obligation were absolutely key. Religion played a central and vital role in medieval life. Christianity spread widely throughout Europe during these centuries. The Catholic Church became an incredibly powerful institution. It influenced politics, culture, and the details of daily life. Monasteries became important centers of learning and preservation. Monks carefully copied ancient texts by hand, saving knowledge. Islam also emerged as a major religion during this time. It spread rapidly across the Middle East, North Africa, and parts of Europe. Islamic scholars made huge advances in science, mathematics, and medicine. Great empires also flourished outside of Europe during this era. The Byzantine Empire, the heir to Rome in the East, thrived for centuries. It preserved much classical learning. In China, dynasties like the Tang and Song oversaw golden ages. They saw remarkable innovations like gunpowder and the magnetic compass. The Mongol Empire, under the leadership of Genghis Khan, became the largest contiguous land empire in history. It connected the East and the West in new ways. Trade routes like the famous Silk Road flourished. Ideas and valuable goods traveled across vast distances. The Middle Ages were not simply a dark age everywhere as sometimes portrayed. There was certainly conflict and significant hardship, yes, but there were also remarkable achievements during this time. Magnificent Gothic cathedrals soared towards the heavens, feats of engineering. Universities were founded, becoming centers of higher learning. Concepts of chivalry and courtly love shaped European culture. It was a complex and surprisingly dynamic period of history. It bridged the ancient world and the emerging modern era. It laid the groundwork for the great transformations that were yet to come. Old structures were slowly, but surely, changing. Section 6. Awakening the Mind, the Renaissance and the Age of Reason. Towards the end of the long Middle Ages, something began to stir in Europe. A renewed and passionate interest in classical art, literature, and philosophy. This period of cultural flowering was the Renaissance. The word itself means rebirth. Starting in Italy in the 14th century, it gradually spread across the continent. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo created stunning masterpieces. They studied human anatomy in detail to improve their art. Their art was realistic, expressive, and full of human emotion. They were true polymaths, excelling in many fields. Thinkers of this era looked back to ancient Greece and Rome. They rediscovered valuable lost knowledge from antiquity. Humanism became a powerful and influential idea. It emphasized human potential, reason, and individual achievement. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg was truly revolutionary. Books could now be made much more quickly and cheaply. Ideas began to spread like wildfire across Europe. Literacy increased significantly. More people could access knowledge than ever before in history. The Renaissance paved the way for the scientific revolution. Thinkers like Nicholas Copernicus challenged long-held ancient ideas. He proposed that the Earth actually revolved around the Sun. This was a radical departure from accepted cosmology. Galileo Galilei used a telescope to confirm this heliocentric model. He saw the moons of Jupiter with his own eyes. Isaac Newton later formulated the universal laws of motion and gravity. The universe began to seem like a knowable, orderly place. Reason and careful observation became the primary tools for understanding nature. The cosmos was not just a realm of myth. This vibrant spirit of inquiry eventually led to the Enlightenment in the 18th century. Philosophers like John Locke, Voltaire, and Jean-Jacques Rousseau championed reason. They advocated for individual liberty, fundamental human rights, and new forms of government. They questioned the supposed divine right of kings to rule. They promoted important ideas like the separation of powers in government. These powerful ideas fueled momentous revolutions in America and France. The world was on the cusp of dramatic political and social change. The human mind was truly awakened to new possibilities. Section 7. The World Reimagined. The Industrial Revolution's Great Shift. The 18th century saw another profound and far-reaching transformation. It began in the nation of Great Britain. It was the Industrial Revolution. New machines, often powered by steam, changed everything. Production moved from homes and small workshops into large factories. Textiles were a key early industry to be mechanized. The steam engine, significantly improved by James Watt, was a true game-changer. It powered factories, then trains, and eventually ships. The world started to move and change much faster than before. This was an era of incredible energy. Cities grew rapidly as many people moved from rural areas. They sought work in the new, bustling factories. This rapid urbanization brought new opportunities for some, but it also created many new and difficult problems. Overcrowding, widespread pollution, and poor working conditions were common. Society was restructuring itself at a rapid pace. A new industrial working class emerged, facing harsh realities. New economic theories like capitalism took firm hold. Adam Smith wrote about the invisible hand of the market guiding economies. Science and technology continued to advance at an astonishing pace. Electricity was harnessed for practical uses. Think of the groundbreaking work of Michael Faraday and Thomas Edison. The telegraph and then the telephone revolutionized communication. Distances between people seemed to shrink dramatically. New materials like strong, versatile steel became common. This allowed for the construction of taller buildings and stronger bridges. Medicine also advanced significantly. Louis Pasteur's work on germs led to better hygiene and sanitation. Life expectancy began to rise in many places. The Industrial Revolution was not just about new machines, it fundamentally changed how people lived, worked, and thought. It created immense wealth for some individuals and nations, but it also created significant hardship and inequality for others. It fueled colonialism as industrial nations desperately sought resources and markets. The world became more interconnected through trade and communication, but it also became more divided in some important ways. It set the stage for the truly modern world, a world of mass production, rapid communication, and global markets. Section 8. The 20th Century, Tumult, Transformation, and Technology. The 20th century, what an incredible 100 years it was. It was a time of truly unprecedented global change. And it was also a time of immense tragic upheaval. Two devastating world wars engulfed the entire globe. They caused unimaginable destruction and a horrific loss of human life. New weapons of terrible, indiscriminate power were unleashed. The atomic bomb showed humanity's frightening capacity for self-annihilation. The sheer scale of conflict was staggering to comprehend. These wars redrew maps and fundamentally reshaped global power balances. Entire empires crumbled under the strain. Amidst all this turmoil, powerful movements for change arose. Many nations in Asia and Africa fought for their independence. They successfully threw off the yoke of colonial rule. This was a major and positive shift in the world order. The global fight for civil rights gained significant momentum. People everywhere demanded equality, dignity, and justice. Think of Mahatma Gandhi's peaceful resistance in India, or Martin Luther King Jr.'s struggle in the United States. These transformative movements changed societies profoundly. They expanded the very meaning of freedom for millions. Technology continued its relentless, accelerating advance. The automobile and the airplane changed travel forever, making distances smaller. Radio and television connected millions of people instantly. Then came the computer, a truly revolutionary invention. And following that, the internet, connecting the world. These innovations utterly transformed communication, business, and daily life. We even reached for the stars beyond our planet. Humans walked on the surface of the moon. Our robotic probes explored the distant solar system. Our cosmic perspective expanded significantly. The 20th century also saw intense ideological struggles. The Cold War pitted superpowers against each other in a tense rivalry. Capitalism versus communism became a defining global conflict. It was a long and dangerous standoff full of proxy wars. But the century ended with new, unexpected hopes. The fall of the Berlin Wall symbolized a widespread desire for unity. Globalization accelerated, linking economies and cultures. The world felt smaller, more connected than ever. Yet, new challenges were clearly emerging on the horizon. Environmental concerns grew more urgent. The foundations for our current age were firmly laid. Section 9, our global village connected yet challenged in the space age. And so, we arrive at today, the early 21st century. We are living in the space age. We live in a truly interconnected global society. Information zips around our planet in an instant. Ideas, cultures, and national economies are deeply intertwined. What happens in one part of the world can affect us all. We are more aware of our shared humanity than ever before. We can communicate across continents with incredible ease. This level of connection is a remarkable achievement for our species, a testament to our ingenuity. Technology continues to accelerate at a dizzying pace. Artificial intelligence is developing very rapidly with vast potential. Biotechnology offers new and sometimes ethically challenging possibilities. We can now edit genes with precision. We can create entirely new materials with amazing properties. Our understanding of the vast universe continually expands. We search for Earth-like exoplanets around distant stars. We probe the deep mysteries of dark matter and dark energy. The quest for knowledge is a defining human trait. It drives us onward. But our modern global village faces immense complex challenges. Climate change threatens our planet's delicate ecological balance. We see rising sea levels and more extreme weather events. We grapple with the depletion of finite natural resources. Pandemics can spread with alarming speed in our highly connected world. Inequality persists, both within and between many nations. Misinformation and disinformation can spread as fast as truth online. We must use our collective wisdom to navigate these serious perils. The stakes for humanity are very high indeed. Our journey from the distant Stone Age has been incredible. We have overcome so many obstacles along the way. We have achieved so much as a species. The future before us is uncertain as always, but it is also full of amazing potential. We are the current stewards of this precious blue planet. We hold its future, and our own, in our hands. Understanding our past journey, our shared human history, is vital. It gives us crucial perspective. It teaches us important lessons. It inspires us to build a better future, a future worthy of our amazing voyage through time.